Hey, it's Pete from Owner Builders Unite, and today we're going to check out some footage from a few years ago of my Earthen Plaster coat on my tire walls of the Earthship. Right here we got Andy sifting the straw for the Earthen Plaster. You want to make sure it's nice and fine so there's no big long pieces that are stuck in your plaster as you're troweling or applying it by hand on the wall. Here's my pile of sifted clay that I've been saving for that, and then also here's a pile of natural fines that I used for this mixture for the clay. Over here we got Joy and Elizabeth, and what they're doing is they're sifting out some aged horse manure. The horse manure also acts as a fiber and a binder for the earthen plaster, but just like the straw, you want to make sure it's nice and sifted. So also you want to use aged horse manure as well, something that's a little bit older and dry. All right, here we are inside. We got Andy and Elizabeth and me, you see there. We got hocks and trowels, Elizabeth's wetting the walls, and you see how I did a rough adobe pack out or cob pack out on the walls before. I have a little bit of keyholes, and then for the next layer, right, which this one is the earthen plaster coat to catch on and grab on, but also it being a little bit wet, just like a stucco kind of helps it grab, especially this first batch was a little dry. So yeah, here comes Tony Kanata, my buddy Tony as well. And yeah, he's helping out. This is just a good old work party. So everybody here that you see, Joy, Andy, Elizabeth, Tony, we're all owner builders, and we all have built our own houses here in Crestone, Colorado. Everything from Scurria bag to ICF, rammed earth, straw bales, you name it. So yeah, back to the plaster. We're just hawking it on and using trowels and also applying it by hand in certain spots. You can see the top part where my stop is kind of like a bookshelf that I built out to hide my ICF form. So you can see I have 8 tires high vertically, and then I have a big ICF bond beam that wraps around the U of my Earthship. So I kind of built that shelf to hide it. But again, just whether it's hawking, applying it by hand, all that stuff. And here my friend Robin came out, and she runs a primitive program called Earthknack, which is a great program here in Crestone, Colorado, and she's worked with a lot of straw bale and earthen plasters as well. She's working that corner that I did a little bit of straw light on that stud wall to connect it, and she's just applying it by hand too. So and then yeah, we're just kind of going through it, guys. So I'm running the mixer primarily, and at this point we also have my friend Eric Mackey. Big shout out to Mackey for coming out and helping out that day. He's done a lot of plasters as well, and has been a big resource for me over the years, helping out with my slab and also helping out with my solar system and all that. So yeah, a lot of work. And again, if you can, try to get it where your friends and your neighbors come out and help you on a weekend, and then you feed them and you have a good time, play some music, and next weekend you're helping them over at their place. I know that's how we've helped each other here in Crestone and in the Baca get a lot of our houses done over the years. So now we're rounding the corner. You can see Mackey's working around that receptacle. Make sure you tape off all the things that you don't want to have mud get on, because even though this is earthen plaster and it will clean off, if a surface is very porous or something like that, it will get everywhere. You can see I've got tarps on the floor protecting my cement slab from the brown adobe, because it will stain it if it's not sealed. So yeah, it always takes a little bit more time to prep it out, and whether it's grabbing some tarps or some tape to tape things off and lay things over, it's going to be a lot better in the end, so you don't have to make such a big mess cleaning up. Yeah, cleanup is always a big thing in a work party. When you got people there, you just want to make sure everything's ready to go and smooth. So move the camera here. I'm working around this other wall, around the back north wall of my Earthship U. You can see my culvert tube right there to the right of Joy on the right hand side of the screen. That's a 40-foot long 12-inch culvert that draws cold air and cool air, 55-degree air, through my berm into the house to vent and to let fresh air in through the Earthship. So it's a great concept. again, you can kind of see on that north wall, the unfinished part, I have a whole bunch of keyholes where I, originally did my cob and plaster pack out, and now we're doing the second coat of the earthen plaster pack out. And it's still pretty rough. Keep in mind, you can keep on adding layers to cob and to earthen and just kind of planing it out even more and more. So this is not my finished coat of plaster, but this is almost like my brown coat, if you will. Similar to like a brown coat in stucco cement plaster. You can see everybody trying to get the voids at the top where the bond beam in the ICF form meets the tires of the 8 course. Just try to flush it all out. So big thanks to everybody that helped out this day, and couldn't have done it without you guys and all my neighbors and friends. This last pit I just got after everybody left, of me just kind of working a green sponge and kind of getting a little bit smoother and kind of bringing out a little bit more of some of the straw and some of the binder, just so it can kind of come to the top. And then again, this will not be my finished coat. This is just kind of my brown coat, and I will come again and we'll film it and show you guys the finish coat down the road. But I hope you guys like the video. Like and subscribe for all off-grid building and alternative building and Earthship building videos and demos. We have such a great community of neighbors and friends. Thanks again. Couldn't have done it without everybody that helped out. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Owner Builders Unite.